Hello everyone, welcome to the Zentangle Project Pack video series. This video we're calling our project number 1 warm-up tile. This is a great tile to sort of get you oriented with some new tools that perhaps you've never used before to get the juices flowing, as I like to say, and just a fun little tangle. So I have some tools here from my Zentangle project pack. If you didn't get a Zentangle project pack, you may find some similar tools you have around your house, and that's fine too. So we have 3 white jelly roll pens here. I have a size 05, 08, and 10. Not sure if I'll use all 3, but we'll see what happens. I also have a tortillon, a white charcoal pencil, and this was not part of the project pack, but if you have one laying around somewhere, grab it because we might use it. This is just a plain old graphite pencil, just a regular graphite pencil. And the tile I'm going to be working on today is a 2-inch by 2-inch tile. We call them bijou tiles. It is black, and if you have one of those, that would be great. If not, use what you can find. I'm going to start off with a string here. I'm going to just put a simple string down with this white charcoal pencil, and it's simply going to be a really loose spiral. Might kind of have it go off the edges here a little bit. Just like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to start with my size 10 jelly roll. This is a new pen out from Sakura. I love them. It is a bold tipped pen, and it has this luscious flow of ink that comes out. I'm really excited about. You'll notice I've turned my bijou tile over to the back side, and I invite you to do the same, or have somewhere where you can just test out your pen and see how the ink flows, get a little used to it. And I like to do this with all my pens, and this is a nice way for me to just get the feel for it. So just a little squiggle here and there, and then we'll get started. I'm going to simply start with some orbs. I'm going to start in the middle of this tile, and I'm going to, right at the middle of this spiral, make a tiny orb. I'm going to follow along the edge of this white charcoal line, and I'm going to simply continue to draw orbs, one stroke at a time. And as I move along this white charcoal line ever so slightly, each new orb I draw is going to be slightly larger than the last. Breathing and turning your tile and just focusing on the one stroke at hand. Ever so slightly, that each next orb is just a little bit bigger. Ever so slightly. Slowly drawing each orb. No need to rush. Just taking your time. One stroke at a time. Reminding yourself to breathe and turn your tile. Each orb unique, gently sitting on the white charcoal line. One orb at a time. We call them orbs because circles sometimes sounds like they need to be perfectly round. An orb sounds like it might have a little character. Gradually watching each orb grow little by little. Turning your tile as you work. Getting a feel for how this new pen works. and just watching the ink flow. Till you get to the end of your line. All right, so I have this great spiraling series of orbs. Sticking with the 10 pen, I'm going to now draw a series of lines coming out of those orbs. And I'm just going to start from these areas between each orb, and I'm just going to draw a straight line that leads into that string. So I'm just going to draw a straight line that goes right into the center there and stops at that string line, going right into the center. Beginning my pen right in between each one. Turning my tile as I work. Getting used to straight lines now instead of curves. Spiraling inward. Watching how the lines get closer and closer together. Just focusing on where to start and where to end. One line at a time. All right, that's pretty cool. I think I might put one right here too. Love spirals. I'm gonna cap my 10 pen now, and I'm gonna do a little something with the 05 pen. If you just have one gel pen size, don't worry about it. You can just do that too. So we're playing with some different sizes here, but you can definitely tangle along with just one gel pen. No worries. I'm going to do a little aura now here. So this is a great warm-up tile because we've played with these orbs here. We've played with some straight lines. And now I'm going to do a little bit of a curved aura here. So I'm going to use my thin pen here to draw a series of arcs up from each orb. And I didn't do my little squiggle on the back of my tile before starting here because I've actually been drawing for quite a while before videoing this. But you all might have want to test out that pen before you get started. It's up to you. So these are just simple arcs that kind of echo or mimic that beautiful arc that we got from the edge of the orb. And just taking our time, just drawing a beautiful series of arcs until we get to the center. Just focusing on one section at a time, starting with one arc and then working your way up the space. This fine line pen, this 05, is a great contrast to the bold one we were just using. And it has this very delicate gel line it lays down. So these two pens together, kind of awesome. Same ink, but just very different how it falls on the paper. Continuing to turn your tile as you work and breathing. spaces slowly getting a little bit smaller. Ever so slightly turning each time you begin, just mimicking that same simple arc all the way up, finding a rhythm. No particular name to these tangles here. Maybe a little bit of tipple and maybe some other similarities to some other tangles, but just a combination of some orbs and lines to get used to the tools and the materials. Good place to start. So that's pretty cool there. I'm enjoying this sort of white space all around. Black space all around here. And I'm going to cap up this pen right here. I'm going to go back to my 10, I think, actually. And I was debating on which one to use, but I'm going to go back to my 10, and I'm going to just create a little edge here by inking in these little spaces on the outside. So I'm kind of adding a little curve to it, but that's up to you, just to sort of define the outside here. Just turn my tile. Then maybe add a little bit over here. Yours may be slightly different, kind of maybe look at it arm's length away and see where you want to add a little bit. And if you want to take that inside, you can. Just a little bit of definition with the white pen. You notice I often kind of go over certain lines. I call this sculpting. Kind of just see what makes sense on your surface. Just kind of redefining the spiral. And I think for fun, I'm going to add a little bit of graphite. You can choose to leave yours. I know a lot of people, when they're working on black tiles, kind of enjoy the simplicity of the white gel ink directly on the black surface. So it's your art, you make the call. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. I'm going to simply add some graphite right over the gel pen. And I love layering things, so this is why I choose to do that, but I think both look great, so feel free to do whatever makes you comfortable. And you know what? It's just a little tile, so you can explore too. I'm being pretty heavy-handed with the graphite here because I want it to really make a difference. So I really lay it down hard here and kind of a little bit more in the center here. So you can see it kind of makes a little shadow and defines the space a little more. When I'm working on the black tiles, I don't even know if you need the tortillon in this area. I'm going to save that tortillon for if I need it with my white charcoal, because the graphite seems to, you can almost just use the pencil itself. You might just go down some of those lines a little bit, but I think we're pretty good right here. All right. I'm kind of happy with all of this. It was a great opportunity for me to test out those pens and kind of get used to how they felt with some simple orbs, lines, and a little bit of detail work with the fine pens. So I think you guys could be ready for some more stuff. See you around soon.